Going to make a disclaimer that I'm not a hand surgeon. I'm a orthopedic oncologist. That means I deal with tumors, musculoskeletal tumors, and that's how we deal with hand tumors. And like most of you deal with the benign tumors, so very few of them come to us, but it's the malignant ones which come to us. And the problem is they're dealt with badly, and therefore we are more or less doing damage control rather than really treating them. And the whole purpose of this talk, therefore, is to help you understand how you can recognize them and probably prevent doing something which creates problems in managing them further. So like I told you, these tumors are rare. We know that only 6% of all the bone tumors will happen in the hand, and only about 8 to 15% of the soft tissue tumors. And of this whole group, the malignant tumors are less than 10%. So which means that most of the time when you see a swelling in the hand, it's going to be benign. 9 out of 10 times you're going to be correct. If you don't see anything, you don't see any imaging and still want to bet what this is, it's likely to be benign. In fact, if the malignancy is not coming from the skin, like the squamous carcinoma or melanoma, 95% of these tumors, the soft tissue tumors, are going to be benign. And the problem is malignant tumors being so rare. Almost everybody assumes that a swelling on the hand is benign, and therefore they would go ahead and remove it and then find out from pathology that it was malignant, by which time it may be too late to do something like a salvage surgery for that hand. So if you look at this statement, I think in no other aspect of hand surgery, it says that the implications of doing something which is unplanned or doing something without understanding going to result in some serious consequences for our patient. And I'm going to show you some examples of those. Now, when we deal with malignant tumors, I think it is important to understand that we can't treat them without getting a proper histopathology. And you have to look at whether how locally advanced they are, the extent, and you also have to look at whether they are metastasized. And in the hand, you have to also look at lymph nodes. And therefore, it requires a multidisciplinary team, because the management is going to be not just surgery, it's also going to be adjuvant treatments. You require chemotherapy, targeted therapy, immunotherapy, and radiation therapy. Now, this is an example of a 50-year-old man, right-handed man, who came with this pain and swelling in his right palm. And the surgeon who saw this first attempted to remove this without doing a biopsy. All what was done was this imaging. And this turned out to be an epithelioid sarcoma. Now, this was margin positive. Now, if you have an unplanned surgery, the statistics are that there is a 100% chance of recurrence. And if you had a positive margin, you can almost predict that the recurrence is very certain. So now you need to re-excise this tumor. So we do a repeat MR after the surgery and realize that the contamination is so widespread that it would be impossible to remove all this contamination without doing an amputation of his hand. And epithelioid sarcomas are high-grade sarcomas. They are not something you can play around with. They metastasize to lymph nodes as well. They metastasize to the lung as well. And once they have metastasized, there is very little you can do to control them. There is no real good systemic therapy to control them. So this patient ended up with an amputation. The rule, therefore, should be that when you see anything, any tumor, particularly if you're going to operate that tumor, if it is in a location which is unusual, if the imaging appearance is anything but the usual, then I think it is important to get a biopsy done. And this is probably the most important message of this talk, is get a biopsy before doing surgery. And FNAC is not the right kind of biopsy for musculoskeletal tumors. You require a proper core needle biopsy. It takes the same time as an FNAC, but you can do an ultrasound-guided or a CT-guided core needle biopsy, and you would get a diagnosis in almost 95 to 100% of your patients. These are the various kinds of tumors that you see. The exact histology probably is not relevant to this audience because it will matter only to the kind of treatment that you would select for that particular patient. We have to look for lymph nodes clinically. Like I told you, there are various sarcomas as well as the carcinomas, the melanomas, which would go to the lymph nodes. So we will have to evaluate the lymph node basins and clear the lymph nodes if they turn out to be positive. The principles of treating any malignant tumor, as has been said even by the previous speakers, is you excise them with clear margins and then you reconstruct that defect. You also do the lymphatic clearance or metastatictomy if that is there, and then decide whether that tumor is going to respond to the adjuvant treatments and plan that particular treatment with your medical oncologist or your radiation oncologist. In the hand, limb-saving surgery, where you save the entire hand, is often very challenging because the principles are that after you have resected the tumor and reconstructed it, you must have adequate function. And because the space is so narrow, you don't often have that chance, particularly if the patient has been interfered with. We also have this problem that hand doesn't tolerate radiation very well, and you tend to get this reflex sympathetic dystrophy or CRPS syndromes, what you get. So we try not to use the radiation, so margin is the only thing that is probably in the surgeon's control. And therefore you need at least a partial amputation. And we've seen, again from the previous talks, ray amputations work well. You can see here, this was again a tumor on the dorsum of the hand. Somebody tried to excise it, not realizing this was a malignant tumor. This was a synovial sarcoma, which is again a high-grade sarcoma. You can see that scar there. And you have no option but to excise that whole ray. If this patient had come without prior surgery, it would have been possible to just excise the tumor and reconstruct that hand without having to lose that ray. Chondrosarcomas in the hand are often difficult to recognize because they can look very similar to the enchondromas, even on pathology. And I think the risk is higher if you look at something which is with a soft tissue mass or something which is very large or recurs very quickly, as this one did after surgery. And you can see those soft tissue mass. So this was a chondrosarcoma which required, again, a ray amputation. If you have somebody with Ollius disease or Maffucci's, I think we should be more alert and more receptive to the diagnosis of malignancy, which can happen more often in these patients. You can remove multiple rays and still preserve good function. In this, even 3 rays gone and with just 2 fingers remaining, you can still get function, which is better than an external prosthesis. I'm going to skip these squamous carcinomas because they just require partial amputations of the finger or the tip. Even with thumb tip gone, you can still get pretty useful functions and the patients can adapt pretty well to these lesions. I'm going to again go over all these soft tissue tumors. You excise properly with a margin, reconstruct them out, and you will end up with good function. But what is more important is recognizing these malignant tumors, and doing a biopsy always helps you recognize these malignant tumors. These are the distal radius tumors, which again, recognized, treated. We do radius resection and an ulnar translocation for these tumors. We've been doing it for giant cell tumors, and it works well for these malignant tumors as well. This is just an example of that, and you end up with good function. Though the wrist is fused, you get good pronosupination, and the function is pretty good. This was a large osteosarcoma where we could not use the ulna, so we shortened the hand, fixed all the tendons back, and still ended up with useful function in the hand. So again, the only message is think before you excise something. If you're going to operate something, if it's a tumor, even though you think it is benign, better to get a biopsy, confirm it is benign, do no harm to the patient. Thank you very much.